welcome back to the Hot Seat. I'm delighted today to be joined by Caroline Bennett-Akkaya, long-standing friend and supporter of PCD from 1291 here in Geneva. Welcome, Caroline.
Thank you so much.
So you were at the dinner last night. We had a great occasion at the Beau Rivage. Did you enjoy the event?
Fantastic. I mean, I always, as you know, I'm a big supporter of PCD, and I always come along. But no, last night was amazing because you had like 140 guests, so space to move around. You always tend to go and talk to people you know, but I actually met quite a few people that I didn't know, which is surprising because I would say that I know quite a lot of intermediaries in Geneva, having been here for nearly 15 years now. But no, I mean, you always come away with something, so well done. Another good event, yeah.
People might have met you at our events before, as you say, you're a regular attendee, but 1291 in a nutshell, how do you describe it to intermediaries?
So, I mean, the sort of top line is that we're advisors on anything to do with insurance, private placement life insurance. So it's really wealth planning, using life insurance at the core, and our group is multi-talented in various jurisdictions. So we're either lawyers or ex-trustees or insurance specialists, and we very much focus on the advisory piece. We're regulated by FINMA, by the way, here in Switzerland, FMA in Liechtenstein, got licenses in 36 countries, can deal with globally about 50 countries. So it's very, I would say the offering is very wide, but each family is different. So we work here with all the private banks, asset managers, trustees we'd like to work more with, but it's a very interesting subject because you can solve quite a lot of problems with insurance that maybe you can't always just with the company or just with trust. So we try to help clients with their problems.
The trustee market is an interesting one, isn't it? Because that's your background, and also it's an area where insurance solutions do play a role. The market's changing here in Switzerland as there's more regulation. Yeah. Perhaps you tell us how you see it. Yeah,
no, I mean, it's really interesting this year. Well, last year was basically trustees and external asset managers had to get regulated. And there was Step Into Luck on last week, and there were figures from FINMA, and actually 2,500 asset managers and trustees said that they were going to apply for their license, but actually when it came to it, 1,700 did at the end of last year. Of which some of those were trusted, about 400 I think trustees, but some of them have gone through already, but that means that the number of regulated trustees has shrunk a bit, but there's been a bit of consolidation. Some smaller firms are joining others. So for us it's really great to go, and we want to partner with trustees because we I think in the past people have thought that trustees and insurance companies
it's one solution or the other.
We want to show them really that we want to work with you to help your clients. Having a trust holding a policy and the trust being a beneficiary. That's just a perfect scenario because you can help clients out with liquidity planning, asset protection. So we do all the sort of wrapping up the bankable assets for tax deferral. But then if you've got a trust as a policyholder, you've got the governance, plus if the trust is beneficiary, you've got that goes on for many, many years. So we are doing a bit of sort of little mini campaign to sort of go and talk to trustees and encourage them to sort of contact us if they think, maybe there's a place for life insurance in their solutions.
And in terms of the kind of assets that might be held in trusts, those kind of assets can also be held through a policy. So if the trustee's owning art, real estate, some different things as well as the bankable asset, how does that look, in the part of the solution?
So definitely insurance can hold anything that has a value. Then it's going to depend on the insurance company. So that's where we come in as the advisor, because we've got about 15 insurance companies on our panel, and we'll know that let's say one company in Mauritius or Seychelles, they might be open to holding assets for clients from Africa. But not just bankable assets, it could be holding company, holding underlying companies. So we know the sort of I would say the flavours of insurance companies, what they're comfortable with, what markets they're comfortable with, and which ones are open to holding non-traditional assets, crypto and yachts or jets and things like that. So that's where we definitely add value because we will know of course, we're independent, so we're going to give the client sort of 2 or 3 options, but we'll know where to go to if they've got non-traditional assets, I would say.
Are there any markets at the moment, regional geographies, that are more popular to use insurance solutions? Any one time, sometimes from my observation, is that certain markets come on, whether it's, say, Turkey, it's other markets around the world.
Yeah.
There might be a hotspot where you go, oh, actually, the insurance solution is right now really useful for those clients, and certain markets spike. Are you seeing any trends?
Well, I think, our colleagues, we've got offices in Hong Kong and Singapore, and that region, Asia, they're very much into universal life, the high death benefits, so they're very comfortable with that scenario. And we think that's a great solution as well, because it basically allows the asset manager to keep hold of the assets, but to use those assets as to pay the premium for these insurance policies, and that is moving a bit over to Europe now. So we've got providers that can do that out of Luxembourg, for example. So we're talking about it more in conversations, but it's definitely in Asia. That's like the product. Our core markets. Of course, Europe is great because people know about insurance, and it's a European thing because it's civil law, so they're very familiar with it. But of course, then we've got a focus on LATAM because we've got 1291 LATAM. Yeah. So changes in like Brazil, for example, there's new changes around CFC. So we are working with some Brazilian lawyers to see how we can help. Clients might need to restructure, so we can help them with their restructuring. So I would say LATAM is quite a focus. Dubai, because we've got really got a hub in Dubai now. Because Mark Solar, our founder, he moved out to Dubai 2 years ago, and we've got a license in GIFC. So that whole region, not just UAE, but the whole region around it, that's definitely becoming more of a focus for insurance.
Fantastic. What about London and the UK? Do you still see non-doms using insurance planning and activity out of London with London advisors?
Yeah, we do. Obviously the non-doms, there's sort of shrinking a bit, but there's definitely still a place for people. And there, I would say, if you're not deemed domiciled yet, having a trust plus an insurance, that's like a no-brainer, because you've got tax deferral with the offshore bond, for example. They can bring 5% into the UK without any taxation, and if it's held in a trust, then that's excluded from inheritance tax. So yes, still seeing. A lot of the trustees here, for example, they will have beneficiaries in the UK. So that's where we would like to sort of help them to sort of understand how using insurance with their trustee structure would help. But yes, very much, and we have obviously got a presence in the UK as well. So still, I go to the UK a lot, of course. So we're still very much focused on the UK as well.
Fantastic. And what's in store for the rest of the year? You've got a party celebrating your new office move.
That's really great. We've moved over there to Place La Synagogue. We are celebrating 3 years, 1291 Geneva. In fact, 3 years since I started. So and that's been interesting because 1291 Zurich is very well known, but we never had a presence in Geneva. So part of my job at the beginning was going around and talking to people and saying that we're here, but it's like, well, actually doing stuff with PCD really sort of spreads the word. So we've got great partnerships with private bankers that we're onboarded with, and then we are getting more inquiries from external asset managers, and then, as I said, trustees that's something that we're working on. But the asset managers actually need us quite a lot for the sort of general wealth planning. Because private banks, they'll have their wealth planners, and we love working with the wealth planners actually, because they sort of bring the solution. But asset managers, you might have a small asset manager of 10 or 15 managers, but they might cover Greece or Africa, or they've got like a whole panoply of jurisdictions. And because we've got sort of expertise in all these countries, we can go in to talk to one RM, but then they might say, oh, actually my colleague's dealing with Philippines, and then we can sort of bring in people from the rest of 1291. So asset managers, it's definitely I think we can help them sort of get in more clients, because
keep them more sticky money.
Because then they just have a sort of different conversation to have when they go and talk to their clients.
Fantastic. Well, look, Caroline, always great to talk to you, and look forward to seeing you at more events later this year.